this is Adrian Poe, and in this video we're going to be talking about a screenplay title page and focusing on the margins and the correct spacing. Now, let's start with the type of paper you should be using. Now, if you're writing a screenplay, the first draft, second draft, way before you finished your official draft, and way before you're ready to print it out, you can just use whatever paper is in your printer. Just use regular white stock paper, 8.5 inches by 11 inches. It'll be printed on one side, and the amount of pages you need, it just depends on how long your script is. So make sure you stock up on some paper. Once you are finished writing the screenplay officially and you're ready to print it out, that's when you're going to need different thickness of paper with 3-hole punches in it. So that's a whole different video a long time from now. So once you got the paper, let's talk about the correct margins and spacing. So if you're using a screenplay program like Celtics or anything else, the spacing and margins will already be set. But if you're using a program like Word, then this will be really helpful, where you have to set it yourself. The margins and spacing, you got to set them yourself. And it's also good to know the correct spaces. So basically, it's very simple. The top margin is 1 inch. The bottom margin is 1 inch. The left margin is 1.5 inch. And the right margin is 1 inch. Can't get more easy and simple than that. So you want to know where to place the script title on the title page. So it's 1/4 inch or 20 spaces below the top margin. Always use a Courier 12-point font because it retains the 1 page equals 1 minute of screen time. Always center your script title and capitalize the title. You can place the title in quotation marks or underline it or do both. In my opinion, just put your title in quotation marks and keep it simple. The next thing you need to place on the title is the written by line. So this is double spaced below the title line. And it doesn't have to be in caps. In fact, don't put it in caps. All you have to do is put 2 words, written and by, written by. That's it. And I can't stress this enough. Never, ever use any alternative words or phrases other than written by. If you want to take a chance, the least you could do is just put by. But I suggest put written by, but don't say authored by, penciled by, conceptualized by. Just stick to written by. So the next line we're going to talk about for the title page is the writer's name, where to place that. So it's just double space below the written by line, and you do not capitalize your entire name. You just put your first name and last name the way you would normally print it on any document. Now here's where it gets a little bit complicated, but it's actually very simple if I break it down correctly. So, let's say you write the screenplay and then you have a friend or someone else work on the screenplay with you together and contributes equally, and he's there with you writing, helping you write it. So when you put, instead of putting just your name, you put your name, you put the symbol and, you don't put the actual word, you put the symbol and then you put his name. So it's like your name, the symbol and his name. If he was there with you, helping you, writing the screenplay, contributed equally together. Now, the other option you have is if you're writing a screenplay and you finish writing it or part of it, and then there's a separate writer that came in later and he rewrote some of the stuff that you wrote, or he finished off a different scene and then he completed the screenplay separately from you. In that case, you put your name followed by the whole word and then his name. So hopefully I explained that. And if it's just you most likely writing it, your first screenplay, then just put your name. That's it. And finally, the last thing you need to put on the title page is your contact information. Now, the correct placement is the bottom right corner, exactly 27 spaces below the writer's name line. Specifically, you put your current address, your phone number, and your email address. Now, why do you put it on the right side? Well, when you're officially done writing your screenplay in your final draft and you're ready to print it out, like I mentioned earlier, you're supposed to print it out on a 3-hole punch paper. And if you can see, the bottom on the left, there's the 3rd hole punch hole. So if you were to put it on the left side, it will obstruct the information. So that's why you put it on the right side. Now, if you register your screenplay with the Copyright Office, then you must place your copyright notice in the lower left corner. Now, here's another option I just want to mention to you. Now, if you already have or later find an agent, you must put your own contact information on the lower left margin. So you move it from the right to the left and put all the agent's information, contact information, on the lower right. And he will tell you what information of his you need to put on the right side, and you move your information on the left. Now, if you don't have an agent, then just stick with putting your contact information on the lower right. And that is basically it, what you need for the title page of your screenplay. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Please like and share the video. Comment down below. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm putting up a lot of videos and I want you to make sure to check them out and the little bell will pop up. And please remember my motto, where story comes first. Thank you so much.